Hey everybody, how's everybody doing? So tonight, I just wanted to talk a little bit about CBD. As we know, our company, Young Living, has partnered with Nature's Ultra, who is a CBD. They produce it, right? And so I wanted to talk a little bit about it because for me, initially, I wasn't necessarily too excited about the CBD, mainly because I didn't really have enough information or understand exactly where that stands. Because for me, just with my own moral beliefs, there were certain aspects where it was too connected with the defilement of the body, as well as at the time the legal issues with it, right? So for me, I try to keep things legal, right? Okay, so but within the last year, a lot of things have changed and they have come out, but we still need to be educated and understand what is happening and what exactly it is. Because for some reason in my brain, I just grouped it all together, right? So when you said CBD, cannabis, when you said hemp, when you said marijuana, it all was the same thing, right? Which it is not, right? So we want to make sure that we're educated and that we understand exactly what now under our Young Living umbrella we have to offer, as well as exactly what it is. And so to start that off, and then even who needs it and why it would be beneficial. So I actually at convention got to go hear Dr. Ali, who has an amazing book that breaks down CBD. So definitely check that out as well. Because what I'm going to do is just going to be kind of a brief overview, just to kind of give just a little information, right? So what I wanted to first start off with, and just this is just to mainly give some perspective. So coca is a plant, right? A God-given plant put on this earth. It's part of nature. Beautiful benefits, right? So coca is used to make medicine. It relieves hunger and fatigue, enhances physical performance. It can stimulate stomach function, causing sedation and treating asthma and colds, etc. It's good to combat altitude sickness. It is an FDA approved ingredient in a scheduled C11 drug that doctors will administer to people. The manufacturing of coca extract is used to flavor cola drinks and food products. So if you drink Coca-Cola, you have experienced coca from the coca plant. Coca is, but here's the thing, right? So coca is the plant base of cocaine, right? So many of us would not take in cocaine, right? So what is the difference, right? So coca, the plant, right, is the base of cocaine, but obviously there's other things that were manipulated or added to or taken away from in order to not create cocaine. So what we're talking about when we talk about CBD is a very similar situation, okay? So CBD, when we're talking about CBD, that is, right, the plant, right? God-given, nothing wrong with the plant. But what have people done, right? So what people have done is tampered with or done certain things to cause a different species of it that has created what we know as like marijuana, right? So what is the difference? So one of the big things that we want to talk about is CBD versus THC, okay? So CBD is that plant. The THC, though, is that piece that gives you the high, the hallucination. That still studies vary in what they have found, but are linked to more of the side effects that people are concerned with, right? So going back for me, my body is my temple, not defiling my body. So for me, I'm concerned with the THC. Okay. Again, everybody's different. You might view it differently. That's completely fine, right? And again, this is with my limited research. So this is just with what I have deciphered. So make sure you're doing research as well so you can understand all of these components and all of these properties. So what do we have with Young Living? What do we have with Nature's Ultra, right? Because the company is Nature's Ultra. The CBD comes from Nature's Ultra. What do we have? So we have the CBD. No trace of the THC. There is absolutely 0.0% THC. There is none of what would cause the hallucination, some of those other side effects, okay? So what we're talking about today is strictly that plant God-given CBD, okay? So when we talk about the CBD, we talk about the plant. Why do we care? Why does this have anything to do with when we talk about health, okay? And why should we know and be up to date with this stuff? So here's the thing. When we take a look at essential oils in general, we always teach essential oils are really a boost to the body's systems to operate the way they're supposed to operate, right? So if I have digestive issues, right, I'll take peppermint. I don't take peppermint to change my digestion. What I do is peppermint is going to speak with my system and say, hey, something's not working correctly. So it suggests my body to build the enzymes it needs, or it suggests my body to do what it needs to break down what is going on, right? So that's why we don't ever say essential oils are a cure. We don't say essential oils are, whatever, right? So, and that's different than medicine. When we think about medicine, most of the time, just FYI, this is kombucha, not wine, but I'm gonna take my sip. But so when we think about that, medicine, what it does, and it is necessary in some circumstances when something is so broken that you've suggested, you've encouraged, you've changed the diet, you've done all the things, and none of those things are working, then medicine might be necessary. But what medicine does is it doesn't suggest. So let's say something is out of line and it's going like this, right? So medicine, what it does is it's like, nope, you got to be like this. And it just holds it in place to where it is. So for instance, you have a headache and the medicine doesn't address why you have a headache, because maybe it was just you needed to eat, or maybe it's you're stressed out and those nerve endings just need to relax so that the tension's not there and you don't have a headache. But what an aspirin will do as a medication is you're going like this, but it's like, nope, we're going to just hold you right there until we wear off. And then once it wears off, what happens? You go all the way back here, right? So that's why, many people have to stay on the medicines, because as soon as it wears off, you're back there. You're back there, right? Whereas an essential oil, you're here and it's just like, I think that you should work a little more proper. I think you should work. And then this gets stronger and then it starts operating on its own the way it's supposed to. So at some point you might not keep needing to make those suggestions because now it's working the way it's supposed to. And you've given your body the other tools it needs, whether that be diet, whether that be exercise, whether it be stop eating the crap that's making you feel sick and your digestive system, right? So that's the difference between essential oils. And now when we talk about CBD, because CBD is so powerful, CBD is really acting more aggressively in the manner that an actual drug would. So who needs CBD? Who needs to look at some of those things? The big thing that we want to take a look at is we're talking about the endocannabinoid system, which is a system that every single person has, right? It's in your body. You were created with it. It's part of your body, okay? The thing is, CBD also has ways to mimic the that system that's already regulated in your body, right? So for a person to say, oh, I can't do anything with CBD, well, then you probably need to get out of your own body because it's running through your system, right? That's just how you were created. So the thing is, with that endocannabinoid system, the reality is most of us, if we are not regulating it and giving it the things that it needs, it's not going to continue to function and work optimally. Okay, so what CBD is going to do, it's going to help supporting that system and get it back in balance. So just again, putting it in line with the way that it's supposed to be. The reality is, when certain things like that are off balance, generally you will see the side effects of things that are linked to certain diseases. Okay, so for example, just to name a few, fibromyalgia, obesity, anorexia, anxiety, fatigue, sleeping disorders. Okay, some of those things can, not saying that they're always, be connected to an imbalance in that endocannabinoid system, right? So if your system is off, right, and you've been doing all of the things and your system still seems to be off, then you might need to rebalance that whole system, because it's connected to the nerves. It's connected to what's flowing through your entire body, okay? So the reality is, preventative is always better than reactive medicine. So would it be good to periodically use preventative measures like CBD? Absolutely, right? So maybe with us, we're big on the DNA, right? Your family line helps to regulate what you need to be mindful of in your health, because more than likely you're going to be more predisposed to it, right? So whether it's your family line, cancer runs in it, diabetes runs in it, high blood pressure runs in it, right? So that's how you know what you need to adjust as far to what you eat, what you put into your body, what you breathe, what type of preventive things will be most beneficial for you. So keeping that in mind, when we think about CBD, so, okay, great, CBD, why can't I just get it from the gas station? Why can't I just go anywhere? Why is your CBD so expensive, right? So that is important too. So when we think about the power of what CBD does in the body, okay, and how it's cleansing and rebooting a lot of things, understand CBD doesn't need a lot to grow. It is pretty self-sustainable, but it collects and absorbs everything, okay? So let's say a person is trying to manufacture it in their home or manufacture it in their backyard, right? If the soil has not been tested, if the soil is not pure, whatever toxins, pollutants, garbage that's in that soil is magnified in that CBD now. So now it's even stronger when you, in whatever way that you put on the CBD or whatever you do with the CBD, right? Now all of those toxins, all of those poisons, all of those things are now more magnified in your body, in your system, right? So the whole reason you started was you're trying to eliminate some of these issues, but now you're going to be creating even worse problems, okay? That can be connected to other health issues that make things even worse. So when we talk about our essential oils, we're super, the only reason we use Young Living, right, is because the seed to seal process. The only reason we would never, ever buy essential oils anywhere else is because we know the quality. We know that it's been tested. We know what we're getting. You don't want to be putting anything on your body that could possibly be filled with toxins, right? It just doesn't make sense. If I'm trying to make healthy choices, I'm not going to use something that is actually going to make me more sick, especially because it's not tested. You know what I mean? So it can have even worse side effects. So same thing with the CBD. If their soil is not certified, if it's not seed to seal certified, you want to be concerned, okay? Not all CBD is created equal. Can you get results with that CBD? Absolutely. But what are the side effects long term when that quantity has been magnified, okay? So the reason only purchase Nature's Ultra is, remember, they have that seed to seal guarantee. So when we check the soil, again, far beyond organic, right? Organic's only 7 years, right? We don't mess with the pesticides, herbicides. We make sure the soil is 100% pure. We test it, and we're going to test the quality of that oil as it's being extracted. Okay? So that is super important. So now let's talk a little bit about that seed to seal extraction. So it's CO2 extraction. Here's the reality. Again, investigate, do your research if you're looking at any other CBD, okay? CO2 extraction is the most labor intensive, but it leaves it with no THC or harmful residues, okay? That's super, super important, because the other thing is, because this is so low regulated by the FDA, a lot of times what can happen is it will say on the label, no THC, right? But because they haven't gone through the extensive process that it takes in order to actually extract all of that out, you find a little trace, right? And again, now you're playing on the realm of, well, I didn't want this in my system and now it's in my system, right? So it really is that serious of what kind you use, okay? The best way to do this, yeah, so it's not cheap, right? So again, why is the price the way it is? So all of these factors are super, super important to buy it that way. Broad spectrum, no THC. If it is full spectrum, it has THC in it. It's another thing to look at the labels and see. If it says it's full spectrum, you already know that's THC. For me, that's a no. Absolutely not. Okay. So an isolate is what we make, and then by adding the terpenes in there, it becomes broad spectrum. Okay. So again, we know this when it comes to supplements. I have so many conversations and debates with people about supplements, right? I'll have so many people tell me, oh, I just need a vitamin C. Yes, but realize when you eat an orange and you get that vitamin C, our wonderful creator has paired that with other things to make the vitamin C more absorbable in your body, right? Your body only understands food. So unless your supplements are food, you're wasting your time. So many times I see people have tinctures and they will isolate one herb or they isolate one thing. These herbs and these plants, they work well unitedly with other things. Again, you're wasting your money. So you don't want just a vitamin C supplement that doesn't have the other things that make vitamin C absorbable in your body, okay? So same thing when we take a look at an isolate with CBD. So when we take that isolate, we must add back in some of the terpenes. So where do we get our terpenes? Well, where are some of the highest ones? We know essential oils, okay? So what that now allows us to do is have a broad spectrum, but there's no full spectrum, not broad. We don't want broad. So full spectrum. So with that full spectrum, it has none of the THC trace. And the terpenes in there that are added is that coconut MCT as well as the essential oils. So when we think about some of those, the reason behind what was added and what is available. So you have the citrus one, you have the cinnamon one, you have the peppermint one. The calm is the roll-on, and then you have the muscle rub, okay? But taking a look at the citrus, the cinnamon, and the peppermint, okay? So when you're trying to decipher which one is gonna be best for me, what do I need going on with me? So look at some of those oils and what it does, okay? Because the oils are going to indicate the power of what you're going to get. So when we say CBD, like we have CBD on 100 because we've added the terpenes, we've added the essential oils, just like our supplements are more bioavailable than any other supplements on the market, right? You're wasting your money, you're wasting your time if you do not have food and you don't have the essential oils to make them more absorbable. The same thing when it comes to the CBD. So the CBD is going to now absorb more in the body. You're going to utilize and use more of it because you have those essential oils with the terpenes driving it in. So for instance, citrus. What are the benefits of some of those citrus oils? Look it up. Get your essential desk reference book out and look at the benefits of those citrus oils. That might be what you need. We always say citrus oils are happy oils, right? So what are you trying to address in your body and your system? You might need the citrus oils added to it, right? So emotional support, we think hormones and things like that. Cinnamon. So Google just cinnamon in general, right? What are things good for cinnamon? We know like cinnamon, people put cinnamon sticks in water, right, for inflammation, okay? So how do we partner that with which one we choose when we look at the CBD and cinnamon, okay? Or peppermint. A lot of people use peppermint for their digestive system. So again, are we trying to regulate something that's going on in there, right? If we look at immunity, some of those things are going to decipher which one is going to be best for us. The calm roll-on. Again, look at some of those amazing oils that are in there, like vetiver. What do you use vetiver for, right? So again, deep-seated emotional support for that one. So the other thing I wanted to talk about is the reality is we still have to abide by the laws of our land, okay? So we've cleared up, we've classified and clarified that what we're talking about is not the hallucinative stuff that some people use. What we're talking about is the God-given plant and only the purest parts of it, okay? But the law still is in effect. So whether the law agrees that you should eat spinach or not eat spinach, if the law says don't eat spinach, you can't eat spinach, right? So we do need to also look state by state at the laws. So as of right now, there are 3 states that under no circumstance can you have any trace of CBD. So you can't have marijuana, you can't have hemp, you can't have CBD, you can't have any of it, okay? So even if we wanted to send samples to our friends there, you can't do it. And so those 3 states are Idaho, Nebraska, and South Dakota. Those are the only 3 states that you just can't do anything. So don't even just like cross them out as if they don't exist, right? So there's 10 states where everything is a go, right? So even the stuff that for me, I say, no, thank you, it's a go, right? So they can, everything's legalized, medically, recreationally, it's all good, okay? So those 10 states are Alaska, California, Colorado, Maine, Massachusetts, Michigan, Nevada, Oregon, Vermont, and Washington State, okay? So those, you're good to go. They're good with it all, right? Michigan is the most recent state to legalize marijuana after state voters easily voted for the ballot initiative in the 2018 midterm election, okay? So that is one of the most recent ones. In these states, in DC, So simply go to, okay, so in DC, also it's not a state, but that also everything is a go. Okay, so our CBD is safe there too. Now, states where medical marijuana is legal. So there's 23 states that we want to look at, and here it's only for medical purposes. Again, this does not apply to us at all. So with our CBD, so this does not apply, but those states are Arizona, Arkansas, Connecticut, Delaware, Florida, Hawaii, Illinois, Louisiana, Maryland, Minnesota, Missouri, Montana, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, North Dakota, Ohio, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, Utah, and West Virginia. Okay, so those are those states as well. So it's important to, again, know the laws of wherever you live, but that gives you a great start and base. So what we have, again, with just the plant, the CBD, is safe everywhere except the 3 states that we stated in the beginning, that Idaho, Nebraska, and South Dakota. So if you have any questions, please let me know. I am super excited about some of these things. Here's the reality: whether we want to, whether we're ready for it or not, so much science is proving the health benefits of CBD, what it can do for our bodies, what it can do for us. And so we want to be educated, especially when this could be another tool used and utilized. We get full PV on it, which is absolutely amazing. So we want to really investigate. We are still not doctors. We are still not in a position to prescribe this to other people, but we want to empower and allow people to advocate for their health, right? So if we know somebody that has tried all of the things and could use some extra support, we want to share some of this information with them, okay? So share this video with them so that they can have a better grasp and understanding to see if this is going to be something beneficial for them with some of the things that they are going through. But again, we want to be careful not to prescribe things to people. We want to empower them with education and tools. Okay, so this is going to be an amazing, amazing addition in our back office. So you want to get some too, so that you can try it out and figure out what effects do you have on your body? How has this helped with certain things that are going on with you and your system? And how can you help others? But again, if you have questions, let me know. I hope this was helpful. So take care, guys. Appreciate everybody tuning in. And I will stay back to answer some of those questions. Take care.